Winter sun. Winter is here and it's going on 2 years. Name that tune and stay cool. Don't be fooled by that winter sun. It's now noon. It's about 20 degrees off the ground. Not in temperature. Temperature is 5 degrees. Got my heated gloves on, got my heated grips on, but I've also got something else on. Can you see what it is? Hark the green light. Well, you'd have seen it from the title anyway. Yes, I finally succumbed and bought myself an airbag. I didn't want a fabric one, I wanted a leather one so that I could put my badge on. And there's very few choices, so I got this one from Dainese. I know you can get them in America, but they're very difficult to get in the UK. This one, in the end, I thought I was buying it from Crew, but it came from Italy, presumably from the manufacturer. So I'll go through what I discovered with this thing, because it was quite a bit, and it'll probably look like I knew exactly what I was doing all along. I'll tell you now, I didn't have any idea whatsoever, and I'm pretty good with electronics. So here's how it arrived. So with the box out of the way, let's have a look what's in there. It's a jerkin. When I was a little boy, dustbin men and coal men used to wear jerkins, and they were tough people. They used to lift coal and dustbins on their backs with a leather jerkin to protect the shoulders. But this isn't that. I had to run up and down the stairs fast because Ernie likes any new leather, he likes to get his claws in it. So it's perforated there, adjustable, there's quite a bit of adjustment there, so I have to see if it will actually go over my leather jacket, which is how I prefer to wear it. If not, it's going to have to go underneath. So after it arrived, it became quite apparent pretty quick that my cat was very keen on it and would love to get on it and scratch it with his claws. So probably not a good idea with an airbag. So keep it away from pets, that's what I learned. So after I learned to keep away from pets, the third thing that I learned was that you have to attach the, I presume, the canisters to the computer. One of the connections was obvious, but the other one was hidden. I did try to read the instructions, but the tiny manual, tiny writing, and the pictures, the diagrams are hopeless. But in the end I figured it out myself. There are a couple of covers on the plugs that you have to pull off, quite difficult to get off. Once that one's out. So both orange, no indication of any difference, so I'm going to proceed with my assumption that the long one goes to the one on the other side. It's gone in, and that this one on this side will go to the shorter one on this side. Okay, shove that back in there. Okay, so once the two canisters are connected, the next thing you need to do is, I had already registered it online thinking that that would be enough, but no, you've got to, on this version, I believe there's a new Bluetooth version, but not in the leather as far as I know, and besides which, this is expensive enough. So you connect the supplied, I didn't think there was one, but I found it in the bag. You connect the supplied or any USB-C cable to it and to your laptop. USB-C plugged in, and then you download the app from Dainese.com, and then you fill in all your details again, which I'd already done, but you have to do it again, and they want your telephone number, and they want your date of birth, who knows why. When you've done all that, it very quickly registered the computer, and there was no issues with that, and it checked the firmware, told me that it was up to date, nothing else to do. And incidentally, if you ever want to ship this thing abroad on an airplane or whatever, you can disable it using that app. So after I charged it, and it took 4 hours, I zipped everything up, made sure everything was in the correct place, turned it on, and you get a lot of vibrations That's so that if you're wearing it under something, you know it's on. You get various ones, but it's quite distinctive, you know that it's activated. And eventually, after it's cycled through all its lights, you get that green light that I can see there to tell you that, sorry, no you don't. When it's activated through all those things, you get a blue light to tell you that everything is working, but it's not yet activated. Let's get it right. So to activate it is quite fun, really. They say that it detects the vibrations of the engine, and then it will turn green, as you can see on mine at the moment. Wait for the cyclist. There's a green light. See it? That means I'm on the bike, everything's working, and it's protecting me. Hopefully. I mean, there's only one way to find out, and I hope I never find out. I don't want to find out. But just to test it out, me and Dr. J went and sat in the car to see whether a car would have enough vibrations to set it off. Neither of us believed that it would, but this is what happened. So, John. That's John, right?
That's me.
Yeah. We're sitting in an internal combustion vehicle, and it's apparently, if you start it up, so I'm going to turn this on, zip it up.
Red, green, orange,
Have I gone to blue?
Not yet. Green flash. Green flash. Blue.
So it's on, it's working, but it's inactive.
Deactivated.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
So apparently, if I start this car, I might be able to start it to go to green. Not happening. That's not worked, has it?
Ah! It has worked.
I'm now
Amazed.
safe. What happens if I turn the engine off? Is it going to go back to... sort of get it on it?
Yeah, there it goes.
Well,
I'm amazed.
I don't know if it works, but the lights change colour and it does vibrations. So, here I am on the bike. I'm pulling up. I'm going to put it into neutral. I'm going to turn the engine off and let's see what happens. So I'm just sitting in a, yep, there's the vibrations and it's gone to blue. That tells me that it's on, but it's deactivated, so it's not going to go off if I fall over or stumble around like somebody probably did who drank all those cans and dumped them here. What a scumbag country this is, honestly. Oh, they had a Coke as well. Probably rehydrating. Anyway, so I'm going to start the bike up now and let's see what happens. I mean, it says it detects it by vibrations, but I just stood at the side of the bike. I'm going to do it again. Start. There we go. I'm just standing by the bike. I'm not touching it. What will happen? Nothing so far, but earlier when I started the bike, it did actually change even though I wasn't on it. So I'm going to get on the bike. So I wondered if it had got a microphone. So I'm sitting on the bike, and there you go. It knows. It knew when we were sitting in the car and I couldn't even hear the car. So far so good. But there are some caveats that I didn't know, and I'll share with you. Just a couple of things I forgot to mention. Number one is the leather version's quite heavy, in that it's 2.3 kilograms. My leather jacket only weighs 2 kilograms when I weighed it. The fabric version is about 1 kilogram lighter, I think. The other thing is that I had spine issues last year, so I decided to get an air vest in case I do have an accident, to hopefully mitigate some of the strain on my spine. But hopefully I'll never find out. Number one, I thought I was buying this in the UK and shipping was free, which was good, but it took over 2 weeks to arrive, because as I say, when the tracking code arrived, it was coming from Italy and it got impounded by customs and all the usual palaver. So far, touch wood, I haven't been charged any duty, no Brexit tax, but I'm not in the clear yet, because I've had this before where I've had a letter from Inland Revenue or whoever to pay it later, so I can't say for definite that it was tax-free. I did wonder if it's because it's PPE for me, personal protective equipment for my own use, whether it covers under that. I honestly don't know, so I'm a bit concerned that I'm going to get a big bill at some point, because I thought I was buying it in England, but turns out that I wasn't. Now it may be if you buy the fabric one you can get it from England, but anyway, the second thing I learnt is that if you buy a Dainese airbag online, as far as I can see, there's no way to return it via post. There's one way to return it, and that is to go to the shop in London and take it back. You can't exchange it, you can only ask for a refund and then repurchase. Now why do I mention that? Well, because I bought it online, you never know what the sizing's going to be, and because I bought it to wear over my leather jacket on the outside where I prefer it, so I can show my badge, I think I'm sort of in between sizes. I can kind of get away with it, and I wear a size L leather jacket normally. Today I put a size M1 on that I normally wear in the summer, just to ensure that I've got enough space in case this thing activates. Now if it's underneath your clothes, you have to have 50mm, 2 inches. On the outside it doesn't stipulate that, but I don't want to get crushed, my organs crushed internally, particularly as this is leather, so it's not going to give as much as the fabric one. And it feels okay, I'll be fair to it. I was a bit concerned, but it's a cold day. But if it was a colder day and I wanted to put more layers on, I think it'd be a bit tight. That may give in time. So my conclusion from that is, if you're going to buy one, go to the shop and buy it in person and try it on. I think I'm going to be okay. I've got a big leather jacket with enough space for this to go underneath it, 50mm, and I've got this smaller leather jacket that it goes over. When I breathe in, there's plenty of space, so I'm kind of between sizes. And in the summer it'll be fine because it's the same size as my leather jacket, so I'll just wear it over the top of my summer vented Knox jacket, and this is vented as well, so although it'll restrict some of the airflow, I think it'll allow enough through that it'll be okay. So as I say, my number one thing is you can't send it back via post, you can only buy it by post as far as I can tell. If you live in London you'll be alright, you can go to the Dainese shop and buy it. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear it for a while, and then I'll do a follow-up to let you know how I got on with it. As far as I can tell, so far so good. It activates, it shuts down. The battery lasts 26 hours once it's charged. It took 4 hours to charge yesterday. There's various lights to tell you what battery state is in when you first turn it on. I haven't looked into all that. So there you go, that's my Dainese Smart Air leather jerkin. Let's hope I never need to use it. So far so good. Codge Biker is out. Long ago and far away in another galaxy. Lovely day. Bloody freezing though.